Today is Tuesday, October 5th. I just got home. Haven't really done anything, but it's just like I haven't said anything or recorded anything for a while. Last night's dinner went well, I thought. I was tired. I didn't really get a nap after work yesterday, after my run, shower, food. And I just kind of laid there. It was the day that Facebook went down, Instagram went down, and other associated platforms. And I was like, did I do something wrong? I thought I had posted something that might have had like some sort of red flag or gotten, and it wasn't unusual to me, but it's like people do that all the time. I think. So, and I was like, well, I don't usually post anything like that. And I was like, well, maybe it did get a red flag, and maybe it's like, I don't know into how anything works. But, and also like people can get, like you can get your account hacked or something. I don't know how that works. Inadvertently or accidentally or something, I don't know. But I just knew that I couldn't get into my Facebook account and Instagram wasn't working, and I was like, huh. And that I was just kept trying, and I was like, it was worrying me because I thought I'd done something wrong, and or messed something up somehow, even though I didn't know how. And so I just kind of laid there and kept checking it, and I didn't end up taking a nap, and there was noise outside, and then eventually I did a search, and I was like, is Facebook not working? And I started typing, is Facebook? And then it autofilled, not working. So I was like, oh, it's a popular search term. And so it's like, oh yes, okay, it's everybody. It is the planet. It's not just me. So I was relieved. And as soon as I found out that it wasn't me and that I hadn't done anything wrong, then I was immediately like, I could take a nap. I was less occupied. So that was nice, even though I still had run out of time, and I still could get a nap, but only like an hour or so, which was enough. But heading into traffic, heading north towards Indianapolis, unknown territory as far as the route and the location and the traffic, because I hadn't been up that way for a long time, for about a year. And I had no idea what the roads would be like or the traffic conditions going that direction, situation. So it was like unfamiliar and a little bit stressful. So I left 15 minutes earlier than even what I thought I might need. And turned out I didn't need it, but still, just wanted to pad it out. And the drive was okay. Of course, I got there 15 minutes early, and Dad and Deb got there 15 minutes late, which they let me know in advance that they're running late, because they always do. Always, typically. Anyway. But it was funny, because I got there by myself, and went up and asked if we were doing the masks thing, and I was told that it's employees only. It's like, okay. And so didn't have to worry about a mask. And I said, I've looking for a table for 3. And that seemed to be a little bit of something, like there was something like about that. There was going to be a problem. And I said, well, I'm not expecting them until 5:45, so I can just come back. She just continued to look at something, and the hostess, and I don't know. I saw there was some sort of problem. She was like, well, if you come back at 5:45, 6 is a busy time, so I can't guarantee that you get a table right away. You'd most likely have to wait. And then she went on to say that, I can't give you the table unless half your party's arrived. And, it's just me. And, for a party of 3. And that was the problem. And I just was like, oh, party of two, one of them just canceled. And she was like, all right, right this way. And apparently, like, that was enough. That fixed the problem. And I just thought it was nice that, it's like, because I didn't like pull out my phone and pretend that somebody, I just out of the air, just like, party of two, one of them canceled, just to give her a story that if somebody, it's like, no one's going to say anything. And it wasn't even that crowded. And even when it got towards 6 o'clock, and it still wasn't that crowded. And they weren't even socially distancing the tables. It was just pretty much like normal. And, so I just thought it was a cool moment. Like, I don't have that many cool moments, like, out in public where it's like, yeah. And no one was there to see it, of course. But the server, hostess, she saw it. She participated. So that was cool. I liked it. It was, it was a good moment. So, and had a good meal, and the regular gift card situation at the end to pay for it. Dad and stepmom, Deb, get gift cards for different restaurants, and then they try to use them all up. And so it's like, got this much on this card, this much on this card, and we're splitting it between, and it's really confusing. But the waiter this year, he seemed to understand what was going on, and he was able to figure it out. And but Deb still, she seemed confused about, like, was the tip already out of there, or was it that's just so. But it was a good trip. I had a good time, I guess. I was a lot more animated, I think, this year than the year before. More comfortable with myself, and being how it is I am, and letting them just be a part of my life a little bit. But they do, as, like, I guess, it's like I don't talk about work. I didn't complain about work, but they asked if I still was at Kroger. I just said yeah, and they assume that that's a bad thing. They assume that I'm unhappy, and started, like, suggesting other things that I could do, other jobs, and it's like, I didn't realize it at the time that that was what they were doing. I just thought they were, just making conversation. But it's like, well, in all these years, if I was really unhappy, I would be doing something about it. I would be seeking other jobs. It's like, to me, it's like me just being there and doing what I do. It's like, I must be okay with it. I must be satisfied and have, some sort of, I don't know. I don't have anything pressing elsewhere. And it's like, what do I need more money for? Sure, I'm sure I'm capable of doing more things, but I don't really want to, and it affords me whatever I need to afford. I don't need more, really. And I did talk about my writing, and how, like, if I took on another job, it's like, I want my time to do the things that I do. If I took on another job, I can't guarantee that I'd be able to continue with my lifestyle, my style of life, which I have grown accustomed to, and I like. I have time to do things like my writing. It's important to me to have time to do that, to collect my thoughts, literally. So, anyway, but I didn't give them examples of it. But I did also mention how, as part of a correspondence with just myself, how I started a YouTube channel, and had over 200 episodes or recordings or sessions, and that seemed to get interest immediately. And then I had to explain how it was anonymous, and you couldn't find it even if you looked. But my dad is looking to, because he's kind of like he's an engineer and an inventor, and he's been working on this one project for a long time, and he's trying to get off the ground, and he wants to, he wants help marketing it and advertising it and selling it. And it's like no, that's no. But he was like, as soon as I mentioned something about a YouTube channel, he was like, oh, I've been thinking about doing that, but I don't know how. As in, he wants me to do it for him. And I talked him through it a little bit, and it's like, well, at Thanksgiving I can show you how you can do it yourself. It's not that hard. He owns a plane and flies his own plane, just a small plane. But it's like, if you can fly a plane, you can make a YouTube channel. It's not that difficult. And it's like, I figured it out. Once I knew that it was something I was going to do, because I saw somebody else do it, it's like, hey, that's something I could do too. And I don't need to be afraid of it. And I just knew it was possible that a person like me could do it. And it wasn't like I was signing a contract where, I just had to figure out the options, and So that Thanksgiving, I'll walk them through it, but I'm not going to do it for them, and I'm also not going to be a marketing or salesperson for this. It's like, I don't believe in the product itself. I can't sell it. I don't understand it, and I don't want to understand it. It's not my thing. I don't care. And it would involve travel, driving, and it's like, yeah, I have no interest in it. So anyway, yeah. But he really wants somebody to do it for him, and it's like, no. And yeah, but it is a really good idea if he could figure out how to do what he wants to do with it. But anyway, I don't expect to ever see any. It's like, I'm on my own, basically. Like, there is no. I'm not going to get any inheritance from that side of the family. That all got, what do you call it, squabbled away, and squandered away, as the internal family dynamic and politics got lawyers involved and managed to, argue all the money away from my grandfather's estate. So, yeah. I don't know where the money went, but I never saw a penny of it, even though I was included in the will. But I don't know whatever happened to the money. I think it all just went to the lawyers. I don't care. I don't, I miss my granddad. I'm glad he did what he did, and proud of him. But I don't care about anything that, It was sad that kind of created it was already a rivalry amongst the siblings, but it didn't help. It made everything worse. It was supposed to have brought them together. It drove them even further apart. Now they're not even talking to any of them. It's like, and us children are like the go-betweens, the translators between them. It's like, jeez. They're the only siblings that they're ever going to have. And so I would have thought that they would have been. So no, they leave it to the children. So, anyway, and then their pride, their deadly pride, and their egos, and a fear of admitting when they're wrong, or embarrassed, or for all I know, even my own father, he might have done something he shouldn't have done, and was trying to hide it, and he got caught. And I don't know. I don't know. I have no facts. I was not involved. So all I know is I never saw I never saw any signs of any extra spending. So, for whatever that's worth. My dad lives like a well-off pauper. So I don't know. But like I said, it was a good visit. I got back safely. I continue to listen to more of Tony Walker's podcast, Ghost Stories and such, which is fun. And I probably will write about it later, about how I used to watch or listen to what was it called when there was Caustic Soda. Then I started listening to Last Podcast on the Left, and then more recently after that I was listening to Anything Ghost, Tales to Terrify, the No Sleep Podcast, Knife Point Horror, and then after that, Horror Babble on YouTube, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, Bite-Sized Audio Classics, which has a diversity of recordings, but a lot of them are ghost stories from, so that's neat. And then the Tony Walker ghost stories, I think he does a really good job. And he only has like just over like 12,000 subscribers, so he's, I'll throw my support, just my little support, my attention, and yeah, some stories I haven't heard before, so it's nice. And what else? So, yeah, and on to the other thing. Yeah, I still don't know. Maybe there's nothing to know, and I just anticipate or think that there's something more, but there isn't. And I should just be, letting go. And I was thinking about it yesterday when I was running, about how, over time I will begin to, and I was on a thing, I will resign or retire. I will be remiss to retire or resign, my feelings, that they do me no good, and to dwell in these abstractions. And but I will not recant or, there's another one, a good one. Yeah. Things that I've said up till now, I will not take back, because I like them, and I believe in them, and they are still true. So, but, I know for myself that if I get the feeling that somebody likes me way more than what I want them to, or it just makes me uncomfortable, it's like I will stay away from them. It's like, because I don't want to encourage them. I will, I'll be friendly, but I will not engage or interact with them on too many levels, because I don't want to accidentally encourage them or get their hopes up. I don't want to disappoint them. Remembering also that I'm not nearly as interesting or not nearly as great of an awesome person as what I give myself credit for. I'm just kind of myself. And the fact that anybody likes me or takes an interest in me is like, that's nice. But there are lots of other people. So I don't need to boast myself up too much. A little bit. It's okay to be like, yeah, but not within reason, So I think at work, I know that, because I don't talk about it, but I think I have some sort of reputation of thinking I'm better than a lot of people, and that's why I don't communicate that I am too good, or there, or I think, or other people think that I think that they're not worth my time or something like that. And, well, they don't understand that, I'm actually just really, really shy and uncomfortable and awkward, and I don't have anything to say, and I don't really want to talk. I just want to go in, do the job, and get out. I'm not, I mean, there's a few exceptions, but for the most part, I don't want to talk. The less talking I can get by with not doing during the day, the better off I am. The less I am forced sometimes to communicate, the happier I am, the less stressed out I am. Because there are just those people that just insist on talking every day. It's like, didn't we just, and I still don't know the answer to how are you, or how's it going. I still don't know. It's like, because it's just a distraction. I just want to continue to do what I'm doing, and somebody asks me how I'm doing, and it's like, I don't know. Let me think about it. Do you really want to know the answer, or what's the least number of words that I can use? And it's like, fine. I don't like that. No one likes that. So why do people have to ask it? It's like, it's an old debate. So anyway, I didn't have much to say, but it sure did take a lot of time. I saw the run. What was it? 53 minutes, 45 seconds or something. Yeah. I've never run a 10K, so I have no idea. But that's a good time. So I was happy to participate and witness in my little way. So I hope things are going well enough. And I'm glad to see that one issue, hopefully, is resolved, I guess. And I'm sorry about everything else. I don't understand it either. The violence and but can't really win hearts and minds of people that are just not paying attention. I should know. Until I started paying attention, it's like I wasn't ready to deal with my reality or deal with myself or my emotions and of course I didn't know much about myself at the time. So, undiagnosed. Choosing to self-medicate, was my coping strategy. So, I'm having a much better time of it now. Even though I'm not having, it's not all fun. It's like, I struggle still, of course. But I know I'm not alone, even when I feel alone. And I don't really have anybody to talk to. Not really. But that's on me, and it's no one else's responsibility. And it's like same with my feelings. It's like, that's on me, whatever I feel. No one's making me feel that way. I am letting myself feel that way, or choosing to feel that way. So, and that was the thing I didn't like about that situation. It's like, wow, I am so, like, no one should, and it's like, what do you do with that? It's like, I just was glad that you were so far away that couldn't be physically reached, but still the psychic trauma, yeah, that was terrible. Just putting that sort of pressure and responsibility, on somebody else. That, well, my life is in your hands, and if you don't continue to do what you're doing, then oh, yeah, I've got nothing. It's like, dude, that's wrong. That's so wrong. And I worried about myself. It's like, wait a second, what was I doing? Maybe I was doing the same thing, maybe not that bad, or I don't know, but I was maybe doing some of that, or giving off that, putting too much stress or responsibility on somebody else to, emotionally keep me uplifted, or something like that. Maybe I gave off that impression. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. So apologies for that if that was the case. Whereas now I'm trying to, actively not be too clingy or attached or whatever. Like, I'm trying to, I'm putting the fourth wall back up, I decided. Reinitializing the fourth wall protocol. Reinstating, reenacting. So, I think that was and it still might never have been seen. I gotta remember that, because maybe it was. But it's possible. I just assume that my stuff gets read because I'm so interesting. But maybe hardly any of my stuff does get read, and so there's that, which might be for the better, because I do have emotional tantrums, and I am okay with calling myself calling what I have emotional, or maybe tantrum is not the right word. Emotional outlettings, where I have to, or I get to express myself, and I need a conduit, and I need to, just touch something to discharge, and the writing and this is that conduit, and maybe the only thing I need is a touchstone to an image, an idea, a representation, a thought, a dream, a desire, a want. And it happens to currently be attributed and projected onto a person. And maybe that's just unfair. But unless it's true, in which case it's great. Because it's like, if I just, like some of the stuff that I see written, it's like, if any of that was inspired, or even thinking anywhere close to being, it's like, I am just so wonderstruck to just be like, I'm somewhere in there. That's cool. Whereas what I do is like, I'm just shoveling. And it's like, that's just too much. I'm putting too much of I'm too much of an encumbrance, that being too intense thing, being too overwhelming, and saying that I don't mean to be, that doesn't excuse it. I get to be, a little bit cautious and considerate and sensitive about how my, behavior and words and, can come across. And it's like, I don't need to. So I'm just being more careful, because I really don't want to Um, it's hard to tell, though. But I really don't want to lose um, whatever it is I have, which might not be much. But I feel like I might be in danger of overstepping boundaries that I don't know exist. But I'll find out. Or I might be in perfectly good graces, and it's just they're doing their own thing, and just do not have time for me right now, which is also possible. So it's like I really don't know. Or I might just be completely forgotten, and I am just a YouTube person, or I am a Facebook person. I don't have as great of a significance or importance or consequence as what I give myself credit for. You know, I'm just another person. Just completely fictional, fantasy. I exist in writing. I don't exist as a person. Well, which I just hurt my own feelings right there. But it is how it feels sometimes. Until I read something and it's like I can read myself into that, and then I feel better about myself because it's like, oh, that might be me. But reading myself into stuff that has nothing to do with me and none of my business, it's like that's dangerous for me to start to believe in that kind of stuff. Because I will read myself into it, and it's okay as long as I am not hurting myself too much about it. And then responding in such a way that puts undue stress on somebody else. It's like he doesn't get it. It has nothing to do with him, but he's taking credit for it or something. Which, yeah. Who knows? But time will tell. Most likely I should just stop and just do what I do. Just leave her alone. And if I'm wanted, they know where to find me. They know how to contact me. So if I'm not being contacted, they know that I'm interested. I have made that clear. That has not been hidden or disguised. So if they don't contact me, then that's for a reason, and I should leave them be. So, food for thought. Now, whether I actually take my own words and advice to heart, that's on me. And so, I don't know. But definitely. And we're getting into, it is well into October. And that was the other thing. I was kind of like, I was hoping that I would get a birthday well wish or greeting, but I didn't. So that kind of, it's like, dang it. And that might have been like, on purpose. It's like, don't want to send them the wrong idea, so I'm not going to say happy birthday, because if there actually were no feelings and are no possibilities at all, then the last thing you want to do is wish me a happy birthday, because I can run with that. So it's very possible that it was seen, and like, or it might not have been seen at all. And so I'm way overthinking this. So yeah, I tend to do that. With limited information, I will just look at everything way too much, trying to gather extra meaning from most likely nothing. That, anyway, it's part of my matrix, my personality matrix, my emotional matrix, ecosystem. So, yeah. If other people get frustrated with me, just think about how it is for me Again, that's not an apology or an excuse. I'm still learning how to deal with myself and take responsibility for my own self. It is a work in progress. It's going to take me probably continuous progress, continuous practice the rest of my life. But I'm up for it. I guess so. Why not? I'll be around. I hope. So, anyway, I should go. I don't know, think about going for a run or something. I don't know. I'm incorrigible. Or something. I don't know. Okay, I really should go.